I'm just going to walk back here. It's not going to go too near the building itself because it is posted. And I don't go into places that are posted. I just would like to get permission to be able to go in and do some filming. I can't see what he says on here. Okay, the end of building. Anyway, back in the day, this was a busy place. Some other buildings over here. It had some of the controls for the train tracks and stuff. Just walking down here. This was the whole big platform where right in here where people gathered. It was a busy place. Coming down to the tracks right here. Look how huge. I didn't realize the enormity of this this depot. It starts up here and continues all the way down. Remarkable. Like I said, this was a place. This was a busy train depot. Trains used to come from New York. I guess they went all the way to who knows where, Philadelphia and beyond. Passenger trains brought people here. They had all kinds of shops and activities and Susquehanna River boat tours, things like that. I think they've got a walking trail over here now. I should go over there actually, and I could probably get a better shot of things. Don't know how, if there's a way I can get over there though. The old tracks. I guess that's the older tracks over there. They still have freight trains that come through. I don't think all that often though, but the passenger trains went out years ago. This place was busy up until about the 60s, the late 60s, and it just economically couldn't keep up, and trains weren't being utilized, the passenger trains, as they had been in former years. Looks like they're churning up something over there. I don't want to go down there because, as I said, it is posted on the buildings. And I was going to try to look in, but I don't want to get in any kind of trouble. But they are doing some renovations here. Apparently, from what I heard, a fella bought this place, and he was going to turn it into sort of a museum. But I guess, I don't know what, there was some sort of a problem with the town folks. You know how it is, a newcomer comes in, they don't like that, and they don't like change. Yeah, people are an odd bunch, aren't they? You can see the old water tower. Over on the other end of town there. Yeah, they had this as a big restaurant, the Susquehanna House, for a time. And they would rent it out for different occasions and things like that. Little lights. And then you look here, the stone wall, and oh my goodness, the craftsmanship that went into these buildings, and even the stone walls, just amazing. This town was built on a hill. You can see. And the real Erie Railroad was the one that was went through here. See the houses up on the hill? I'm just walking down a little bit. I don't know if these were here. I guess they might have been. Because it's the old handcrafted bricks. It's handmade bricks. So these slates were actually here too. Poor thing, the paint's coming off. Oops, sorry. I kind of went sideways with the camera for a minute. There's my car. As I said, the town was basically built on a hill. There's a section, and oh my gosh, I've seen postcards too, where it was snowing and people were going up to go to shops, and I mean it was treacherous looking. But in the day, this was a busy place. There were shops down in here, you know, going this way, on the other end of town. There's shops there now, you know, but not like it was back then. The railroad was the source of economical back in the days. You know, that's how the people earned their money. They lived up here in the hills, up here on the side of town. All these houses up in there. Can't really see because there's this wall right here kind of preventing it. But that's where they lived. And I mean, again, I'm looking at the construction of these walls. These stone walls are just amazing. I mean, think of it. Men put them on there one by one. Just, I can't imagine the labor involved. I don't know. I see people that reconstruct today. You know, they'll reconstruct stone walls and things like that, and they're beautiful. That was the old, right here. Let's see if I can do it without having my finger all... Anyway, that building there, and then you can see the tower beyond it, the water tower. But that little room that people, you know, went into, and somebody sat up there and I guess switched or let somebody know when the trains were coming in to the station. And as I said, it was a busy place from what I've heard. They had all kinds of activities, and I've seen, again, postcards and pictures of parades and, you know, different things with the old cars that was back in the day. Not reproductions, but actual, you know, pictures of back then. And then I think of the buildings being built on hills. I mean, you know, it's like, really? It to me seems like too much work and difficulty. But again, if you're up high, I guess it, you know, you don't have to worry, you're not in a flood zone, that's for sure. Well, it's the 23rd of January, 2017, and we're due to have a snowstorm coming in later today. We just had 50s and 60-degree weekend days, which was like, oh my gosh, astronomical. It makes you feel like, you know, you're already in the mode for spring. But spring's a little ways off yet, especially up here in northeastern Pennsylvania. So I wanted to bring you down here to this depot, the Susquehanna depot, and maybe reminisce with me about what it might have been like in the day. You know, you're waiting for your grandchildren to get the train to come in here to the depot to pick them up and maybe have them for the summer. And it's just the anticipation. Again, trains, as we know, were a big part of our lives way back. You know, now everybody has cars, usually a couple cars in a family. And you go wherever you need to go. You don't have to worry about trains for your transportation. But trains are what built the country, I believe. They're what made it what it is today. And I hate to see history being in a state of decay, you know, where we forget where we came from. And that's why I'm down here today. As I said, I wanted to share with everybody just to me how important history is. And part of it is in your own little town. And I'm in a little town of Susquehanna. I live on the outskirts, about 8 miles out of town. But my dad was a avid train lover. And if he were alive today, he'd be down here with me. And we could talk about the old days, because he and his dad, they didn't live here. They lived in North Wales, Pennsylvania, but they used to take trains everywhere. They'd ride the trains, they'd go on excursions. And back then, even before then, I guess his time, they still had some of the old coal-operated steam trains. I took a ride with him on the Iron Horse Rambler, I don't remember the name exactly. Ramble, I believe it was, years ago. It was a steam engine. And very, very interesting. I was a kid, so, you know, when you're a kid, you're not as, like, thrilled to death about that sort of thing. But I never forgot it. They even gave us a deck of cards for a souvenir. Oh, boy. So you think of these people riding the train, like I said, going to visit grandmom, or stopping in and paying a visit to a friend, and the train would drop them off right around in here, you know, right at the station, and they'd be waiting and waving to each other. And I'm imagining, like, of course, I'm not, you know, I don't know exactly how things went, but, you know. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's about it for now. I wanted to go on the other side, but like I said, he's got, I know he was having some trouble with the town, so he's got things posted down around there, so I'm not going to trespass and, you know, go where I shouldn't be. If I could find the name of the fella and give him a call, I'm sure he would probably let me come in and video. But as I said, it was once the big train depot here for the Susquehanna town, and then it became the Strucka House. You can see the sign there, which was a restaurant. It's even got the Susquehanna, that was the station there on the station, and the Erie Railroad. Alright folks, guys and gals, thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Take care and God bless. Thanks for watching.